Percussion instruments of Turkish music. Welcome to the world of percussion instruments. Our aim is to teach you how to play percussion instruments which are used in Turkish music in an easy way. Let's have a look at the basic percussion instruments used in Turkish music. Then you can see the instruments and hear them at the same time. Then we will be working on some of the instruments in detail. The instrument that our friend Ahu is holding is called a bendir. Let's hear the sound of the bendir. Yes, that's the sound of the bendir. Our friend Tankut is holding a metal darbuka. Let's hear its sound as well. So, you've heard the sound of the metal darbuka. Now, our friend Ahu will give an example of the zili def. A tambourine with cymbals. Yes, we've just heard the sound of the zili def as well. Now our friend Tankut will play and let you hear the sound of the asma davul, that is, suspended drum. Now, our friend Ahu will play the spoons for you. Spoons are a type of percussion instrument in Turkish music. The spoons sound like this. Now, our friend Tankut will play a different type of zili def, tambourine with cymbals, called the big zili def. It is used in Turkish folk music. Now, you'll hear its sound. You have heard the metal darbuka before. Now Tankut will play the çömlek darbuka, an earthenware kettle drum. These are the main percussion instruments used in Turkish music. Of course, there are other types of percussion instruments used in Turkish music, but these are the main ones. In this CD, we will be showing you how to play the bendir and the darbuka in detail. We'll do some exercises with the bendir and the darbuka. Since we will be learning the bendir and the darbuka, first, I would like to show you the structure of the bendir. The bendir consists of a hoop. The tuning ears, leather base, and outer rim. In total, it has 4 main parts. The materials used in the making of darbukas differs. The hoop can be made out of various types of wood. For example, walnut, pear, and hornbeam are used widely. But of course the best darbukas are made out of walnut. Walnut produces the best sound. And there are the tuning ears. These are cast metal. In the past the craftsmen could not do this, so they had to use more primitive methods to tune the instrument. But the bendir has to be tuned. We shouldn't forget this. Without tuning it, you cannot play the instrument. The bendir has an inner and outer structure. The part that produces sound is the leather part. We have seen its hoop and tuning ears, or, as some say, butterflies, to tune the instrument. As I've stated before, the ears are cast metal. The reason we call this film leather is that in the past only leather usually
Şöyle
kid
deriden,
or goat leather,
oğlak derisi
was used to make bendirs.
veya keçi derisinden yapılan ilk örneklerinden
This is an example of an old
bir
bendir,
tanesi böyle
or a
deriden
bendir
oluşan
with
dış
stretched
yüzü,
leather.
ses aldığımız yüzü, deriden
But if we
oluşan
use leather on
bendirlerimiz
bendirs,
var. Fakat bu bendirlerimiz
leather on bendirs,
ve yazın
the
sıcak ve
temperature
soğuktan
differences in
etkilendiği için
summer
o
and winter affect the
tutmayabileceğinden
instrument,
böyle röntgen
and sometimes it becomes
yapılan
very hard to tune the
tercih
instrument.
ettiğimiz bendirlerden
So usually we use synthetic leather.
bu.
As you can see, the
Gördüğünüz gibi
dimensions of the
boyutlarına
instruments are
bakarsanız
not the same.
birisi küçük,
One
birisi
is
büyük.
smaller, one is bigger.
Ahu
And our friend Ahu
elindeki
is holding an even bigger
bundan da
one.
büyük. Bunun sebebi
The
küçük
smaller
olan
bendir
bendir
has a higher
daha
pitch,
tiz sesli müziklerde eşlik ettiğimiz bendir.
so the
Ondan
bigger
biraz daha
ones
büyük
with
olan
softer
daha tiz,
sounds are used for
daha
lower
kalın,
pitched music.
sesli olan müziklere eşlik ettiğimiz ve bu
There are
bendirden
wider
daha da
bendirs.
geniş çaplı olan
The
bendir,
instrument our friend
ağır
Ahu is
bendirde
holding
olan bendirde
is
daha
used with even lower pitched music.
kararlı müziklerde
Since we have learned some
eşlik
basic things about the
bendir
bendir,
çeşitlerindendir.
we can pass on to the other percussion instrument
Şimdi
that we are going to learn about.
bunları biraz tanıdıktan sonra diğer üzerinde duracağımız bir diğer ritim aleti
The darbuka.
darbukaya geçelim.
The darbuka that I am
Gördüğünüz gibi
holding is a metal darbuka.
Bu elimdeki darbuka metal bir darbuka. Bunun bize
The origin of the instrument is not
gelişi
Turkish.
aslında
This
bu
instrument comes
Türk
to us
sazı
from
değil.
Arabia,
Ama bize
along with
Araplardan
some other
gelmiş,
instruments.
diğer sazlar gibi. Gördüğünüz
As
gibi
you can
metal.
see,
Bunun da
this one
çeşitleri
is a
var.
metal darbuka.
Gördüğünüz gibi
There are
ses
different types of darbukas.
aldığımız ön
It is
yüzü,
played from this
ses
face.
aldığımız ön yüzü. Röntgenden
Synthetic
yapılmış.
leather
Tabii
is
bunların
used in
da-
this instrument.
bunların da
There are
deriden
darbukas
olanları
which
var.
are
Fakat
made
yine
from
dediğim gibi
genuine
sıcak ve
leather.
soğuktan etkilendiği
But,
için
as I've stated before,
tercihimiz
the effects of
röntgen
temperature
olması.
change
Gördüğünüz
lead
gibi
us to choose synthetic
gördüğünüz
leather. As you
kenarlarında
can see, there are screws on its
akordu
sides to
yapılabilecek,
tune the instrument.
sıkılabilecek
The
vidaları var.
tuning screws,
Akort
the loin, and the resonance case.
boğumu ve arkadan
The
çıkan
sound comes
rezonans
out of the
çıkıyor.
resonance case.
Ses buradan.
As I've said
yukarı çıkan
before,
kutu var.
there are different
Tabii
types
dediğim
of
gibi
darbukas,
bunların da çeşitleri var.
different
boyutları var.
sizes. Different people
Kişinin
use different
yapısına
sizes.
göre numaralı darbukalar.
For example,
mesela
this
bu
one
dört
is number
numara,
4. There are
beş
number
numara, altı
5s and
numara.
6s and so on.
Kişinin
The size of the
kendi
person
yapısını,
and
yapısına
how they
göre,
are
kişisine
seated
göre biraz
influences
sonra
this choice.
oturursa
We're going to talk about the sitting position
değişiyor.
while we play the instrument later. It affects the choice of the size of the
metal.
instrument as well. This is a metal darbuka. There are copper ones
Ve bir de
and earthenware
tabii
ones
çömlek
or
dediğimiz
cast ones.
topraktan ve döküm dediğimiz darbukalar da var.
For
Mesela
example,
Tankut'un
the darbuka
elindeki
that Tankut is holding
bu
is called
gördüğünüz gibi
earthenware,
çömlek
though
tabiri
it is cast
edilmiş
metal.
dökümden
We
olan
call it earthenware
diğerinden
because of its
daha
design
farklı,
and structure.
tam,
In the past was earthenware. It is an Arabic
Araplardan
design, the
dizaynı
type that is
genellikle
used on the Arabic
Arap
Peninsula.
Yarımadası'ndan dizaynı gelen çömlek darbuka dediğimiz bir darbukamız da bu çeşit.
This
Bu
type
biraz
of
daha
instrument
tabii
is mostly used
profesyonel
by professionals.
darbuka çalan kişiler
play this
tarafından
one
bunun biraz
is a little
çalım
bit
şekli
different
diğerine göre
and
daha
harder
zor.
than the other
Bir dahaki
types. Later,
adımlarda,
on
ileriki
other CD,
videoda
we'll have instructions for those as well.
nasıl
We'll try
daha
to
kolay
teach an
çalınır
easy way to play this type of
Sizlere
darbuka.
öğretmeye çalışacağız. Bir tane de
There is another
şurada bir
darbuka
darbukamız
over
var.
there.
Bu da
The darbuka that Tankut
Tankut
was holding is made in
darbukasında
Turkey,
yerli yapı
though
olduğu için
it is an Arabic design.
Araplardan gelme bir dizayn olduğu için biraz
The
tabii
size of this one
boyut olarak
is
bundan
different.
farklı. Ve bu gördüğünüz darbukada
It is
Mısır
made in
yapımı,
Egypt, the type that is placed
Araplardan
between the
bir
legs.
darbuka. Gördüğünüz
Its
gibi
handiwork
işleme
and
ve
its
dökümü
casting method
biraz
is
daha
different.
farklı.
This one has
Yine
synthetic
tabii
leather on it as well.
Röntgen,
Originally, Arabs used kid leather or
Arapların
fish membrane
balık
on their
derisi, balık
darbukas
sırtı,
and tuned
oğlak
the
derisi,
instrument by heating the leather.
ısıtarak çaldıkları bir alet.